Oh boy, he's got the goddamn spinning VHS tape, the dancing gumball in the corner, and he's not streaming, so it's probably some rambling update, and he's got no idea what he's gonna say again. You'd be right. And you probably are. But hey guys, welcome to the update video. This one is just kind of not really gonna go into it's gonna have details of some shit, but we're just going to update you guys on some things that are going to happen in the future. Now, this is strictly mostly for the YouTube channel. Not really a whole lot going for the stream, even though I mostly, if something is going to happen with the stream, I tell them right then and there, and you might hear it throughout different videos, but I might as well make a video. At the time of this recording, it is September. We're getting slowly closer to the end of September. But of course, as I've mentioned before, I usually try to upload and have a lot of things scheduled as far as I can get in advance of whatever I have. Sometimes I'm a month ahead, sometimes a month and a half to 2 months ahead, depending on how my backlog's looking, how much recording flow I'm having, and how everything's going. And, I try to, keep it to a day. With the one on the weekends and an occasional short, if I have it, on a Sunday. But we are going to be changing that. I've mentioned this in the past that this could happen every so often, and this is going to happen probably starting in November and going until either after December, going into January, or February at the latest. I don't know when yet. But I want to take some time to build the backlog a little bit because I've kind of run into a few hiccups and there's some personal things going on as well. In the past, we switched to one a day on weekdays, and I can't remember if that was just that. And then I actually can't remember. I think I just went one a day. I don't remember if I did one a day and none on the weekend. So I'm not sure. So I'm not sure which way we'll go about it, but more than likely it'll just be one a day for each day. Could change to just one a day for the week. Weekends off to save some more videos. I don't know yet. The only reason why this happened is usually because I want to build the backlog up because I may be running low. I don't have a lot of things completed, or I'm just sure as shit ain't recording anything. And though I stream a lot, not everything gets recorded, and then there are things that I do record, but there's not enough footage yet to start uploading it. I try to do it when there's at least a good amount, so that, usually by the time I start uploading it, I'm finished by the time, it starts to get shown, or at least close to it. I think with the occasional, Pokemon Violet, certain things like that, that kind of got caught up quickly, and I just never continued, and I'm starting to continue again, and things of that nature. The big reason why is in the middle of the month of September, there was a storm, and it knocked out power, knocked out my internet, came back, and I've just had a spurt of bad luck with internet. My internet in some videos at some point will be... you may notice it when I eventually ever upload Hitman videos, because I had some Hitman stuff recorded for Classic Tuesday. And Starfield. One year you might see that, I don't know. Same thing with Morrowind I've recorded in the past with John. Who knows if you'll see it, but I had some issues with my internet. That put a huge block on an uncertainty of continuing certain things, because I'm not going to sit there and start up and continue playing the playthroughs that I'm doing and the viewing experience be fucking miserable for everybody else that are watching on the stream. YouTube, you guys would be fine because it's a recorded video. The internet has no goddamn matter to it. But I still would want it to, if I'm going to stream it, I want it to be good for the people watching. And if it's a stuttering mess and it freezes, buffers, or drops instantly in the middle of a crucial cutscene, or I have to pause and keep stopping the flow of the video, it'd just be annoying. So we kind of hit a hiccup there. That's a minor reason. I want to kind of start recording and getting some stuff going again. And I just haven't been getting as much of the stuff as I want done. But that's one kind of a minor thing because the internet's kind of, fleshing itself out. It's getting back to it. But the biggest thing is that there is a potential move in the works for me, the family, We've been trying to look, we've talked about it a lot on stream, and you might hear it again in a bunch of videos. But, you know, living in a shithole house. This house is falling apart. Not ours, we don't own it. Somebody's just nice enough to let us live here, who owns the building, letting us pretty much doing landlord stuff, all that nonsense. But the place is falling apart, has electrical issues, and a lot of stuff isn't getting resolved. And to be honest, it's not like your usual place that you go and get rent. Like, this is just someone who owned a building and is like, yeah, it's fine for someone to live here, but he's not like, and you know, it's not like he actually has to take care of it like a landlord should. I think, I don't know. I think he can. I don't know the logistics of it because I don't really like look into that. You know, it was just, hey, you're kind of like a buddy, and you can stay here because you needed a place for Christmas, and then it kind of devolves into a few years of staying here. But really, the biggest problem is this place has got like old school piping and old school a lot of shit that are finally breaking, and it's just been not maintained properly, and it's falling apart. It's not worth staying. We never felt like we could have bought it, you know, and kept it on, but the property and the way it is just isn't enough. There's too much money to be spent into fixing worth buying it. So it's been something that people could eventually, we were like, eventually we got to get out of here. We've been looking, and now there's starting to be actual potential chances that we could leave. Because before, everything we looked at was way overpriced or already taken off the market within our area, or at least within the range that we're searching. Because we're not, even though I would gladly, I mean, I'm a little nervous to ever leave state, but I'm like, part of me would be like, you know, if it's cheaper somewhere else, which it is, because where I'm living, it's fucking overpriced, and I don't know. It's overpriced, and everything's got the same old piping, and it's fucking abysmal. But we found some places, some ideas, and like what we could work with. And I was like, well, the move probably won't knock me out too much for streaming. I'll probably be, you know, as long as the internet doesn't suck, I'll be pretty much right back into it. But I don't want to stress or worry or be bothered about like my YouTube channel constantly needing 2 videos all the time, or that my backlog's getting low, because if I do run into hiccups and not be able to record. So instead of worrying and bothering about my hobby, because this isn't a job, I was like, let's just make the decision to just, you know, lower it a bit. So it will probably be weekdays. And if I have more built up, then as I go, we might do weekends as well. But assume weekdays with no videos on weekends. Give you a calm down for the channel for a little bit. But that will be happening, like I said, starting of November and going until maybe February at the latest, maybe a little earlier than that. Just I want to see how things go and when the move happens and how everything goes, and then I can give you a better estimate to when we can kind of go back to maybe doing 2, unless people just enjoy the 1 a day instead. Then I'll probably, you know, we could always just stick to 1 day all through the week and weekend all the time. But I like doing 2. I like having an early morning and or like an early afternoon. It's not morning, early afternoon and a late afternoon, kind of a video split. So I didn't want to worry about this and having to keep the channel like, oh god, I don't want it to just drop and not have anything. So that's going to be the plan. The reason why I'm waiting until November to do this is because I already have videos for October planned. I already have a bunch of like just I don't know why I'm like stumbling over this. It should be easy to say, and I'm like, my brain's just but no, I have a lot of stuff for October already uploaded and scheduled, and instead of saying, yeah, at some point in the middle of October I'm just gonna have it drop, that's good. We'll just start on November, the transition to 1 video instead of 2. And because I don't know when the move could happen. It could be a while, it could be sooner than I expected. It's hard to say. It's not really my call when we're waiting for a lot of things still to kind of move in motion with finances and all this stuff. But, you know, whatever happens, happens, and we'll just deal with it and go with the flow as we usually do. So that is pretty much really all that it'll be. It's just a slight slowdown on the channel, but streaming will try to be as, you know, regular or the same as possible unless issues occur, you know, whatever. Just, you know, just keep doing what we're doing. That's really about it. Like, I just like to try to keep you guys on YouTube here informed of what's going on, that I didn't make a mistake, that by November I'm not losing my mind, that I'm not giving you guys 2. It's just because it's, you know, that there was a slight drop in my backlog because I've been running into streaming hiccups, and I want to, and then there's the move, and I'm like, let me just make sure the move will work, make sure everything's fine, and then let me bulk up a bit, and then we'll be good to go. And that helps too, because October is then October themed games. I can kind of bulk up on that. I do have some stuff that I recorded and I still have yet to upload that was from previous October themed stuff, as well as what I did during this month of September. That will be going up to kind of fit the theme for October on top of the other nonsense that I have. You guys will have that, but for live stuff, I'll get to do some more stuff and bulk up recordings for that on top of the regular playthroughs I'm doing. November will be a normal month. Again, this is just stream ideas, but like November will be a normal month of just kind of playing whatever that's maybe new, old, or random. And then December, we always do our Christmas roulette, which sometimes makes it to YouTube and sometimes does not. I don't exactly label it. I'm thinking that if I do a Christmas roulette thing, maybe I'll just make it like its own video and not like cut up the game that I'm playing into a series, because it tends to just either be a one-off, or it's a short game, or it is just something random. But for you guys, Christmas roulette, it tends to be, I don't have like a camera or anything, but like I get my family to help me wrap a bunch of games. I just have blank cases, or I put like these shitty like these really crappy cases. They're like really thin. I just stick a CD in it, or a sticky note or something, like a piece of paper with a game name, whatever I own, because, you know, I own like a shit ton of things digitally on top of physical. I'll throw it in there, and then they'll wrap it all up, and they're all in like the same shape case, so I don't know what anything is. They'll organize it, and then the week leading into Christmas, we will do a vote in the stream of like which wrapping paper should I open, because we always have like a different assortment of colors. Pick it, I open it, and then I suffer, or it's a great time, or it's like, oh right, I own this, why, you know, then it's okay then. Unfortunately, last year, 2022's into 2023, like the Christmas of 2022, I don't know why I'm like struggling here, didn't really have any memorable moments or anything crazy for me to upload. I don't think I did anything crazy for Christmas roulette. That was sadly the week where my cat was getting sick and nearly died, because of a blockage and constipation and not pooping, and eventually like we were trying to find, and I was like, we were hoping that it would pass with the usual things, and it just didn't, and then we had to go and take it to the like ER of the vet thing that we had nearby, and so our Christmas was kind of messy. But hopefully this year we can have or this, you know, well, yeah, 2022, so yeah, 2023's Christmas we can have a good year for that, maybe, you know, depending on what games get picked too, because sometimes that shit doesn't get recorded. But I'm trying to be better with hitting the record button, because I tend to be very picky with my recording, and I don't know why. I'll always hit record on main games that I know are going to be a series. So like, oh yeah, I'm going to play fucking Final Fantasy. That's clearly going to be something that's going to be recorded. But then I'll go and play like, I don't know, RimWorld, which I did record stuff, but then we stopped playing it because a million other things came out that I got distracted on. What else is new? But like a lot of RimWorld shit should have been recorded in the past, never did. Had so many funny moments, and I think it was because I didn't know if I was gonna like it, and then I got addicted to it. And you think, well, then why didn't you hit it when you did it? And I just, because there's a lot of downtime, and I was like, well, this might not be worth doing. But now I'm kind of like, you know what? even if I'm not sure, just record it, and then if funny shit happens, then it's there and awesome, and then you can upload it. So trying to get better with that. So hopefully Christmas Roulette, we might have some stuff. Maybe I'll actually label it in the YouTube video as a Christmas Roulette 2023, and what are we playing, and blah blah blah, so that you guys can at least see it and get the videos. Because sometimes I'm like, if it's not part of a series, I'm not going to upload it, you know. And then I'm like, well, what about some of the one-offs that are actually pretty hilarious, or like hilarious, or just mind-breakingly like struggling, but it's like fun. Like, you know, like we did Armored Core, and that was gonna be something I did more of, but I was like, I think I know my limits, and I'm really bad because modern controls have ruined me to play those old school controls, so I've like didn't go back, so it kind of turned into a one-off for the old school for Armored Core 2. But you know, there are times where I'm like, let's just try this, let's just do this. So that'll be that for Christmas, hopefully. And then January, I tend to do a long stream. The few years, like a year or two back or whatever, we did the Mario Party thing. You guys got to see all the Mario parties that I could do against the AI for New Year's. And I might be doing something similar to that with maybe Mario Kart, or maybe just a different game or something. I don't know, but like, there'll be a lot of stuff leading into the new year that I have planned for lots of recordings, hopefully, so that will help build up that backlog. But also, like I said, just I gotta get adjusted first to the move, trying to lower the stress and worry about a lot of shit I don't need to worry and stress about. Because again, this is just a hobby, it shouldn't be stressful. But I want to make sure that like the channel has stuff for people to enjoy. For people that don't want to watch streams and or be there live, I want to make sure that there's something here and it's not just empty. Unless something happens to me and then I have to make it empty for a while. But either way, there's a lot planned, and hopefully I can get to those plans. But of course they could always change when life stuff changes. But yeah, that's all I got. I appreciate it, guys. Hopefully you understand. I know I rambled a bit, but like that's just how my brain is. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But like I said, November, one video a day, possibly none on the weekends, and we'll do that until at least the latest. Like I said, I'm thinking is February. But if I start building up a lot more than I think, than I thought, or faster, or I'm really focused on shit, or I'm just playing a lot of stuff and I'm really enjoying it, then it'll come back earlier. Or we might switch to one a day, adding weekends, and then eventually two again. 2 during the week and 1 on weekends remaining. Go back to the usual schedule, but we'll see. We'll see. But that's all I got for you guys. I appreciate it. Hopefully you guys understand, and we're just, you know, once the move is situated and I see how everything's going and I can kind of get back into a proper rhythm of playing the games I need to play, or that I really just want to play, but I've been kind of jumping all over the place. We'll see. So, until then, guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully you understood that. Hopefully I made the point somewhere around there. And I'll see you guys in the next thing. So until then, hopefully you enjoy the video still regardless. And try to get as much backlog as built up as possible so we can go back to 2 a day. But, you know, sometimes there needs to be a little break in the middle for me. Just to not feel so worried or feel like I got to push for something that I don't need to, like, rush on. So, until then, I'll see you guys later.